Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah.
A pleasure to meet y'all at last. And welcome back to HJN, of course, but I guess for now, it's best that I simply talk a little bit more about some other important subjects that I feel like I have going on right now. So at the moment, what I'll be talking about is known as the food chain. And of course, there's lots of people out there that probably don't have a lot of knowledge about zoology or the animal kingdom itself, especially when it comes to the food chain itself. So I guess it's probably about time that I go ahead and clear things up right away. The food chain, of course, categorizes how an animal's behavior, regardless of what species it is, gets placed upon. Whether if it's at the very bottom of the food chain, as in it doesn't really qualify itself as a predator, it acts more like prey. And most prey, for example, would include things like bugs, rodents, small mammals occasionally, and sometimes birds and other animals that are usually small in size, but sometimes other larger animals like zebras and hippos and the like. They can also become vulnerable prey to some of the larger predators out there, despite sometimes being larger than the predators themselves. But in terms of how top-notch predators are, as in the very top of the food chain, we got animals like the shark, the crocodile, the lion, the grizzly bear, and a pretty large amount of other animals here and there. But of course, the food chain is pretty much dependent on how well and how skilled you are at being a hunter yourself, as in you are your own predator. But as Maslow's hierarchy of needs would dictate, the human race has itself a bunch of different natural instincts that in turn regards to a lot of methods about hunting and of course vying for domination. And human beings themselves have actually become some of the best known predators in history, especially because of some that are so skilled at hunting they could actually bring down very horrifying top-notch predators themselves. I mean, human beings themselves. They should be regarded as being the very, 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 very top of the food chain itself. But I guess not everybody is fit or qualified to see fit in this. So, of course, not all people are the greatest hunters ever known. And if you're like me, then wow, probably wouldn't recommend hunting in any ways or of any sorts. But hunting isn't necessarily for anyone anyways, nor will it be for everybody. But what I can say about the food chain, other than the fact that top-notch predators and prey themselves, they do see fit in either the top end or the bottom, it's certainly safe to say that many types of people out there should get to know about many other types of predators and prey themselves. Because after all, there's a good chance that with many of the things that we have been seeing in recent years, we might actually see a certain extinction of some species out there. Elephants have been facing extinction, some feline species have been facing extinction, and of course there's also the giant salamander and many other animals that are usually indigenous in lands such as China or some parts in Africa or the Middle East. Basically, parts of the world that can be known especially for putting some species in critical endangerment. But of course, I guess aside from all that good stuff, there's a good chance that we'll have a recognition of the food chain for what it is. Being that there are so many predators and prey out there, ergo, millions of different species in the entire world and in history, we'll certainly remember the food chain for being one of the greatest ever pieces of science that we have to study with, based on how zoology interacts with us. So, and there you pretty much have it. But if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.